Damn, bro. Maybe we got too cocky, man. Shit. We ended 353rd in quarters. We made week 1 finals, which was top 50. And week 2, we couldn't even make semis, man. We ended with 89 points, and the qual was only 95. 6 more points is all we needed. Now, I'm going to show you guys the biggest mistakes, and as like a little quiz here. Just from looking at our match history, you know, I've talked about this a lot in my videos before. There's 3 games here that are just miserable games, like the worst games you could ask for, pretty much. 2 more than the others, but 3 of them. And that is our first game, 21 minutes alive, 6 kills, 18th place. And our last 2 games, 22 minutes alive, 21 minutes alive, getting 1 or 2 points here. 2 for the kills, whatever. But I mean, those games are tournament enders, which is exactly what happened to us. Our tournament was ended. Now, the good thing is that we can still go on to qualify for heats if we play really well in round 3, which starts on Saturday night. So we're still going to lock in, you know, we're going to VOD review. It's partly what I'm doing right now, and we should be able to pop off in round 3. For this video, I'm going to look at those 3 games, and we're going to figure out how the mistakes happened and how we let you know, 20-minute almost low point games ruin our tournament. So let's get right on into the first game. Now, before I start this video, I just want to say that this is not I don't want you guys to take this as me being toxic towards Sales if Sales makes a mistake in these games. When I point out a mistake, you know, I've put a lot of pressure on him to perform well. You know, he's still learning the game. He's still improving. I'm still improving. I'm still learning the game. I make mistakes as well. So this is not me being toxic towards my teammate. This is us learning what we did wrong and trying to fix it. So I just wanted to put that out there to begin with. You know, no bad vibes, obviously, towards Sale. He's my teammate. We're still going to pop off in round 3. With that being said... With that being said, let's get right on into it. So this very first game, we actually had... Let's check our kills here. I had 1 and Sales had 3, so we had 4 kills going into endgame here. We were looking at these guys for a while. They had their tops open, and they tried to block us off. But we do a nice little sneaky play here. I actually missed my edit and almost don't get the wall. But then we're just going to take it, and we're able to kill Snake. We're going to let the teammate go. And now we've got this full refresh body and another kill point. Now zone is really close, so what we're going to do is just tarp on in. I'm going to put it in 4 times here. You're going to see me tarp all the way in metal. Very laggy. And at this point, you know, we've done this a bunch of times where I'll use extra mats to tarp. Sales will sit on the mats in the back, make sure nobody grabs them from me. Also just being aware. And then I'll go back and get the mats. Sales will take my spot, and you know, there is a preface of you have to be careful. I have to be careful going back to get the mats because someone could be lurking in the back. He has to be careful going to the front because, you know, this team could break up. So there is a lot of possibilities. And this team sprayed a floor out right as I started to leave. And this team needs a refresh. Sales is... I'm looking at this for the first time here. But Sales is looking for a refresh of his own. And when he comes up, he just doesn't, I guess he doesn't see that this is open. He should have, and he should have been careful of that because I would not have left this open. And now he starts to look for a play on someone else here because I think they got cracked. And young Tank here is going to come around, pump him for 150. He ends up in Sales' box and he goes down. So Sales is going to die pretty early on into the half zone. I'm going to play my life the best I can. I'll put it in 4 times here and show you what happens in this game. But you know, that's a pretty simple mistake. You know, like I said, Sales has no earnings, but he's a really good player. I picked him for a reason. He does things that are of a pro player to begin with. That's why I'm playing with him. So I feel like that mistake is below him. And he should have been more aware of that. And that's a big mistake because, you know, now we're 20 minutes in. and because of my mechanical skills, like dropping high kill games is not really an option for us in FNCS. We qualified by being very consistent, top 10s, top 5s, consistent top 10s and top 5s. So this is a big it's a bad way to start a tournament. Now what ends up happening here is I get 1 kill and then I die on the rotate. The servers are miserable. I don't have Spider-Man. I'm a solo. I also get like a little bit of a bug. I'll see if it shows it. I'm able to get this kill. Oh, I know that kid actually. And when I edit out here, I go to run and sprint, and I'm going to mantle this wall so it doesn't let me build. And I died to the same kids that ended up killing Sales. So it was a 10-point first game, and 6 of those points were kills. It's pretty rough. There was a point I was gonna make before, but I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, so then following this game, we went back to the lobby, just like I'm doing right now, and Sales checked the leaderboard, and he made a joke, and he was like, oh look, we're in first place, because when you die early, all the games haven't finished. So we had 10 points, we're in first place with 10 points. Just a joke. And I was a little bit, I wasn't like pissed, but I was like, dude, like we need to lock in. Like, you know, we can't be not taking this round serious just because we made finals. So I kind of like made a comment like that. The vibes didn't get weird, but like I think Sales realized like, oh shit, I fucked up a little bit. And then he became a little bit more quiet, which is not what I wanted. I just wanted him to like lock in and like focus up. So then I had to kind of like bring him back out into like his talking energetic mode, because that's when you play your best, is when you're vibing. But I also feel like I had to say something. So we were like a little bit off for like a game or two, I'd say, before we kind of picked it back up to our normal like play style and speed and all that. So when I said before that we are more of a consistent team and we don't drop these bombs, you'll see that in our last match history, and I'm talking about these games. 0 kill 8th, still like I think that's like a 17-point game or something. 5 kill 7th, that's like 22 points. It's pretty good. 1 kill 9th, an almost 20-point game. This is definitely a 20-point game. That is where we thrive, and we still need to work on converting these games from top 8s, top 9s, top 7s to top 2s, top 3s, and wins. So by no means are these like games to celebrate, but that's like our comfort level, right? We're not mad if we have a 0 kill 8th or a 5 kill 7th. That's a game. And in semis and quarters, that's all you need. And we just needed 1 more of those. We were 6 points off from qual. So it could have been this first game, and it also could have been this the second to last game, game number 8, which I'll show you guys right now. Okay. So in this 9th game, we're sitting at 84 points right now. We would have needed 12 points to qual from this position. If you look at our loot here, we are super stacked. Good mats, good heals, great mats, fine heals, nothing to complain about, even have harpoon. And now, even though sales goes down in this game, I think that there was things that I could have definitely done better. Just because someone dies does not always mean it's their fault. So I dropped down here. I thought we had a box, and my original plan to rotate to half here was to get to this brick, like get cut right under this brick here. Who did I just click on? And edge in on low ground, right in front of this team, like something like this in a metal box right on the edge. And it's hard to rotate this because there's 2 teams above us and behind us, so they're going to shoot us in the back if we rotate, and there's also a bunch of teams right here who are trying to rotate as well. Now looking back on this, let's see what happens here. So I'm already gonna build wood, anticipating getting shot at. The servers are gonna lag a little bit because it was laggy. We do get fried in the back here. So either I have to build that or Sales has to build that, but it's obvious that we're gonna get fried. Sales gets cracked, and now because we just need such little points, I kind of panic splash here. It doesn't end up affecting anything, but I pretty much just full splash because I know that we're so close to qual, and I want to make sure we can just make it to this endgame climb. Now I start to rotate again. Sales is going to follow me. I'm going to cut up And I honestly, I don't remember seeing this team. Yeah, I mean, this is bad altogether. This is the first time I'm looking at this, so I'm kind of playing it from memory here. I must have panicked. I don't remember seeing that team on my screen. So this rotate was just miserable. Full splash. Let's see. Now I see it. He has pre-edited walls here. I'm going to slide down and build my head. And their box is not in zone, so I think that is why I didn't think they would be there. But for some reason, you know, they're still there. They're looking for kills. And what ends up happening to Sales is he committed to that right way that I was going. And he gets caught on this stair here. He's going to get full boxed. And he's just going to go down. So, like, this was my original plan. I end up doing it. But that, like, one little motion that I threw to the right here, caused Sales to go up and get boxed. I should have looked through my cone before rotating to clear a better path. So that's on me. Like, this was a bad rotate, and Sales ends up getting boxed for it. I don't know if there was, you know, much he could have done here. It's kind of just a shitty rotate by me, and he ends up getting caught. I should have played it like any other game, played it more chill like I normally do, but instead, because I have the fear of choking the qualifier in my head, that's what I end up doing, because I'm playing with stress instead of playing comfortably. Now we're at 89 or 87, and we still need that one good game. And that brings us to our final game, which was one of the most scuffed games I've played in so long, because it was the last queue. There was 84 up during Surge, and, like, you know, normally I can handle stuff like that, but you guys will see what happens. So this game actually starts us off pretty much right off spawn here. Sales is going to go bridge like he normally does. He's going to get his loot, and he actually gets a kill out of the sky with his AR. I'm going to go crack shot. I'm going to ask him to pin where he got the kill, and I'm looking for it. I find the finish. I stop the res. So ultimately, we're going to get our kill point here. But what happens is this. In a game like this, like I said, where it's really stacked, normally we would loot bridge, Sales would loot bridge, I would loot crack shot in this house. We outmat this team and outloot them, and we push them and we kill them. But because Sales got this finish, or this kill, and I get the finish, we waste a bunch of time here, not looting and not farming, looking for the kill, checking the bushes. Sales comes over, and now we're just gonna go back. And I mean, our loot is not that bad at all. We have strikers and pumps. So normally we would have just killed this team. Like, this team has, they actually have pretty good loot for some reason. But normally we would have outlooted them. We would have fought them. We would have gotten Surge. We would have gotten loot. If we die here, we die here. But this is our strat, right? We loot up and we push the fortress team. So because of all those things, we couldn't take this fight. Looking back at it, if I knew that this kid only had a gray AR and a gray SMG, we probably would have taken the fight. What ends up happening is we get bitched off of the loot, and we're going to try rotate into covert and get loot. And this is the zone. The zone pulls here this game. Quite literally one of the worst zones we could have ever gotten in a situation like this. So there was, like, you know, you could say that some things were unlucky, but, you know, overall, we played this poorly off spawn. We should have been more dominant for the loot and not for the finish. We tried baiting this chest for a little bit, and then I hear someone flying in the slipstream right about now, and we actually just get a free kill. I absolutely fry this guy. Sales is gonna get the kill. So this kind of saves our game a little bit. Gonna drop down, get this refresh. Bada boom, bada bing. And now let's look at our rotate. Now, if I could go back and redo this game, I would have went to the Reality Falls tree, and I would have gone all the way south as I could have, instead of going in the middle. But because we need loot, we just get so far behind here. We're getting shield kegs. We're getting all this stuff. We make it into tilted. We even get our mats to be 555. But the rotate is so bad that it just doesn't even matter. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. There is 81 alive, and we're still trying to get into second zone. We had these kids shooting us in the back here. We have kids sitting up here holding us for surge like this. So we're going to have to burn all of our mats. We're okay on whites, okay on heal still, but we're burning all of our wood rotating in. Now, I think I made a pretty good decision here, a pretty good rotate. Instead of just going directly to zone, we're actually going to cut into storm and go around this whole hill and avoid these guys. It definitely frees up here, so we run pretty much all the way into Condo Canyon. And I think I make another poor decision. Getting into zone here was kind of forced. I think that I should have taken my time more and looked at my surroundings before trying to force us in. This one team is refarming, and they kind of startled me for a second. Wow, NPen again, bro. NPen just loves it. Now look what happens. I get pre-edits here, and I cannot build. I reset them, thankfully, but I am 9 health because of my pre-edits. I also only have 500 metal to my name. I'm going to get all the way up. I have to use all these mats. We're going to have to armor walls and everything. And from this position, like, our game is just over. We're like, pretty much have no surge. We're running extremely low on mats here. Sales is 70, I have 40. I have no white HP. We just don't have heals for that. We're gonna tarp into zone because I don't know how else to get in here. Everyone is staring at us, especially NPen and them. So I make it work. I ramp them. But now if you look at our mats, we are just struggling. We are just struggling, man. Like, this game was just, it's just kind of, it's over from the start here because our rotate was just so bad. So I'll just let this play out, but I mean, we pretty much just end up going down. I tarp us all the way in. Now I'm gonna tarp us into zone here, and you know, I thought we were connected more. I reinforced it a bunch to this thing, but I didn't realize that we were literally sitting on one metal rim. They end up shooting that out, and I'm just gonna die to fall. And within the lag, like, you just don't hear that we're getting shot out or anything. We get chopped down. I'm going to die. Sales plays his life, and Sales does what he can here, but there's just nothing for him to do. He gets a max zone rotate. He's got 555 siphon. He's getting fried by height. This game is just over. He's going to do his best. He's got like no mats. And at this point, it is just over for the tournament. It's over for the boys. So to take away 3 things from that game, one of them, as good as my rotates are most of the time, sometimes I just need to slow it down. I need to look ahead. I need to give it like that 1 extra second of thought, just to make sure. There's sometimes where you don't have that time to give that thought, but like, I think these situations were times that I did. I think Sales needs to be more aware, 1, on rotates, and also like in that tarp, I think that was a crucial mistake. That I think he knows he's better than that, and I think I know I'm better than some of those rotates as well. So we both have a lot to work on, but you know, we're gonna work on these things together. We're gonna fix them, and we're gonna qual for round 3. We're gonna make heats, we're gonna win a game, and we're gonna make grands, and Sales is gonna make his first earnings. So if you want to, you know, be a part of that whole journey, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and have a good night.